At 1 o'clock this morning, there was a mass invasion of the Ukraine by Russian forces after a massive bombardment across the border lasting several hours. 200,000 Russian soldiers with snow on their boots swarmed over the Ukrainian border and installed, I give you this courtesy of the Sunday Times and British intelligence, a puppet regime in Kiev. They even gave the names of those who were to lead that puppet regime. We would already, according to the front page of the Daily Mirror, now be into a European war between hypersonically nuclear superpowered Russia and the nuclear superpower of the United States of America. I know all this because I read it, didn't you? I know all this because I heard it, didn't you? Over and over and over again until we could not bear to hear it anymore. Russia was imminently about to invade Ukraine until it didn't. It was about to pour its soldiers over the Ukrainian border until it actually began to withdraw them back to their barracks. In the Daily Mail yesterday, we are in a fully fledged political, military, and strategic alliance with a Ukraine which is infested with actual Nazis. Let's talk about the babushka, the granny that was pictured on every front page and featured in every news bulletin. An old grandmother lying on the ground, learning how to fire an automatic weapon that she was going to turn on the Russian invaders that never were. No editor looked closely enough, I hope, at the shoulder pads of the militiaman that was teaching the old granny how to fire, because if they had, they would have seen Nazi insignia on his shoulder. The people that were putting this whole operation together were a part of the Nazi hordes that infest the Ukraine. And they're not hiding it. They openly sport their swastikas and their death's head SS insignia. Or the young woman, the sniper, that was featured in another British newspaper. Nobody looked very closely at her either. All they had to do was look at her Facebook page. Elementary, you might have thought, before trying to make her an international heroine. That young woman believes that gay people should not be allowed to sit at the same table as straight people. That woman believes that Adolf Hitler was a hero and that they should build a statue to Adolf Hitler in Kiev. That's the kind of people that have become our friends. This immoral principle of my enemy's enemy is my friend has already gotten us into so much serious trouble. Your enemy's enemy isn't necessarily your friend. Sometimes your enemy's enemy is worse than your enemy, unless you're going to say to me that the followers of the Ukrainian Nazis who massacred Ukrainian Jews and Polish Jews and Ukrainian nationals who were not Jews and Polish nationals who were not Jews, who packed onto the cattle trucks hundreds of thousands of Jews from Poland and Ukraine to the death camps of Auschwitz and others. Unless you're saying to me that your hatred of Vladimir Putin is such, you are ready literally to sleep with Satan himself, then you better take a second look at who our friends and allies are.